Good evening. May I request you all to settle down? Honorable Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sarbananda Sonowal ji. Minister, His Excellency Christos Stylianides, Minister of Maritime Affairs and Insular Policy, Greece. His Excellency Shantanu Thakur, Minister of State for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, India. Our inaugural speaker, Amjad Ahmed, Minister of State for Fisheries, Ocean Resources, Maldives. Maria Lorena Villaverde, National Representative for the province of Rio Negro, Argentina, who will speak at the inaugural as well. Parliamentarians, ambassadors, experts, speakers, and dear friends, let me welcome you to the inaugural Sagarmanthan, the Great Ocean Dialogue. 90 days ago, Minister Sonowal gave the ministry and ORF a challenge to put together this conference in 90 days' time. That was his challenge. 20 days ago, he gave us another challenge to move the conference from Bombay to Delhi. I want to thank all of you for extending your full support for making this happen. Each one of you who have traveled from close to 60 countries, who have changed their travel plans, and who have now decided to be with us on this very special occasion of this inaugural dialogue. Thank you, and a very, very warm welcome to New Delhi. We meet at a time when, of course, the heirs are pointing to serious action by all of us in India and around the world on the key question of green transitions, sustainability, and development with purpose. And no sector requires more purpose than the oceans. We will have speakers discuss various nuances and aspects of this mission to create community of oceans, communities that depend on oceans, and communities that serve the oceans over the next 2 days. And each one of you who's in this room is going to be part of the beginning of the story when I truly believe India for the first time has announced its intention and determination to be part of the blue stories of the future. I want to thank 1,700 guests who are going to be participating over the next 2 days, 212 international participants from 60 countries who are going to be speaking and visiting various discussions over the next 2 days. I want to specially mention that we have, on the insistence of the minister, 500 students from 31 educational institutions who are here with us. What we discussed today is your future, and you must not only participate but also own this process in the days ahead. We have this year launched, on the vision of the minister, a youth delegation of outstanding students engaged in this sector, and 54 of ministers' youth delegates are participating in this conference from different parts of the country. They have come in to join these deliberations to build a cadre of those who believe in this very important sector and domain. There is one challenge that we all have to address, and I must raise my hands. We only have 1/3 women participation among speakers and guests, and we have to bring this to 50%. And the version 2 minister, we promise you that this will be the case. But I thank you for being with us, and without further ado, I want to invite Mr. T.K. Ramachandran, Secretary, Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, to deliver the welcome remarks. Mr. Ramachandran, Secretary Ramachandran, may I invite you to speak to us, please.
Thank you very much. Namaskar, good evening to all of you. Honorable Minister for Port Shipping and Waterways, Shri Sarbananda Sonowal ji. Honorable Minister of Maritime Affairs and Water and Insular Policy, Greece. Honorable Minister of State for Port Shipping and Waterways, Government of India, Shri Shantanu Thakur ji. Honorable Minister of State for Fisheries and Ocean Resources, Maldives. Honorable National Representative for the province of Rio Negro, Argentina. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I am privileged to welcome you all to Sagarmanthan, the Great Ocean Conference. It is my honor to present to you the essence of the Sagarmanthan logo, which symbolizes the churning of the oceans in Indian mythology. The term Sagarmanthan, rooted in Sanskrit, combines Sagar, ocean, and Manthan, churning, symbolizing the quest to unlock hidden potential, wisdom, and resources from the depths of the ocean. Our main objective is to foster a democratic, inclusive, and sustainable blue economy, ensuring that the ocean's bounty benefits everyone equally while protecting its delicate ecosystem. As a Vishwa Bandhu, or a trusted global partner, India stands committed to contributing to thought leadership in shaping the future of maritime development and cooperation. This concept is deeply intertwined with India's identity as a maritime nation, one whose history, trade, and culture have long been shaped by its coastline and connection to the seas. Maritime connectivity has always been the lifeblood of global trade and India's economic ascent, linking nations, driving commerce, and fostering sustainable development in an interconnected world. Modern India's maritime vision draws from this rich heritage to position the nation as a global maritime leader, contributing to shared prosperity and growth across the Indo-Pacific and beyond. Last year, we hosted the Global Maritime India Summit, the GMIS 2023, which welcomed 29,000 participants and saw the launch of the Maritime Amritkal Vision 2047 by our Honorable Prime Minister. This visionary roadmap outlines a transformative future for India's maritime sector over the next 25 years, building on the successes of the Maritime India Vision 2030 and the Sagarmala program. Key highlights of this vision include a fourfold increase in port capacity to 10,000 million tons per annum by 2047, development of 14 major ports into smart ports, and expansion of over 200 minor ports, achieving 100% public-private partnership in major port terminals by 2047. Immediate action plan items include building megaports, setting up a maritime development fund, an indigenous shipbuilding program, green shipping and port initiatives, automation and digitalization, and development of the inland water sector and the cruise industry. At Sagarmanthan, we wish to reaffirm our objective of connect, create, and collaborate under the core principles of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world as one family, blending tradition with modernity to harness the full potential of our oceans. In an attempt to make this achievable and an accountable program are the principles of Sagar, which decodes as security and growth for all in the region. The principles of Sagar provide a robust framework for India's maritime policy, which are cooperation, comprehensive security, collective action, and sustainable development. These principles align with India's broader foreign policy objectives of fostering a multipolar world and building partnerships with like-minded countries. Guided by the Maritime India Vision 2030 and the Maritime Amritkal Vision 2047, India is poised to enhance its participation in the global maritime sector through strategic investments, cutting-edge infrastructure, technological advancements, and sustainable practices. Ladies and gentlemen, India's maritime growth carries profound implications for both the nation and the world. By developing resilient supply chains, facilitating trade, and enhancing cooperation, we aim to contribute to a more inclusive and sustainable future. I urge all stakeholders to view this Sagarmanthan conclave as a platform for integration, collaboration, and synergy. This conclave would provide many, even if not all, answers to some of the policy questions that we are seeking to find answers to. Together, let us strive to extract the nectar of growth and shared prosperity from our collective efforts. I wish Sagarmanthan, the Great Ocean Dialogue, and all its participants every success. Welcome you all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ramachandran, for that warm welcome and for setting the stage. Let me now invite our speaker, Maria Lorena Villaverde, National Representative for the province of Rio Negro, Argentina. I think she has traveled the longest distance to come and speak to us. Thank you so much for doing this, Madam, and the mic is yours.
Hi, yes. Good afternoon. It's a great honor for me to participate in this prestigious event, and thank you to everybody who make this possible. It is of a great importance that it's been here in India, an Asian country with a very rich cultural tradition and also the third largest economy in the world. As you said, I'm from Argentina, the southernmost country in the world, from a bioceanic nation that God has endowed with enormous blessing in terms of commercial, tourism, and cultural development too. It is also a privilege to represent my province, Rio Negro, Black River in English, as a national deputy of Advanced Freedom, that is Libertad Avanza, our president, Javier Milei. And the president of the Energy and Oil Commission of our Congress, National Congress in Argentina. My province is in the south of Argentina, the very known Patagonia. In addition of its geographical beauty and the kindness of its people, has an immense production attraction, possessing two deep water maritime ports. One is Punta Colorada and the other one is Puerto San Antonio Este, where I born. Since our President Javier Milei took office, he has made a very important turn into the term of economic reactivation, and above all, in terms of its insertion within the world economy. The passing by of the Basis Law and the RIGI, which is an incentive regime for large investment, this patriotic dismantling of bureaucratic regulation and the development of good economic relations with countries of the capitalist axis are eloquent proofs of the right criterion of our national government to take advantage of our maritime potential. In fact, in Rio Negro, our President Milei has promoted two major projects in energy exports. Due to the natural and technical characteristics of our coast and the unbeatable position for the development of our province. The first is the installation of in Punta Colorada of an oil pipeline, which will represent an immense economic growth in the Patagonia region and a great opportunity for international investment. And the other one is the installation of the liquefied natural gas plant representing a significant opportunity for Argentina and the world for energy supply. Both products belong to Vaca Muerta. Vaca Muerta is a geological formation located in Neuquén, a very close another province next to mine, to Rio Negro, known for being one of the world's most reserves of shale gas and shale oil. Significant investments have been already made by different companies to develop this area, generating jobs and economic activity in the region. However, it is crucial to balance energy development with environmental protection and the interests of local community. Argentina, since it begins being a nation, has been a land of opportunity. Its seas, its ports, and bioceanic projection impose an enormous challenge to insert ourselves in the economy of the 21st century. This reality is accompanied by the political action of our president, who wants our country regain its immense contribution to the global economy. For this reason, and in my double capacity of a congresswoman and parliamentary liaison coordinator of the World Organization of City and Logistics Platform, I would love to place myself at your disposal to approach and work on all development and investment projects that allow us to exploit Argentine maritime potential, and in particular for Patagonia. In short, Argentina is a nation of peace that seeks to integrate itself so that the values that made our people great may be valid in the face of the demand of the challenge on this century. For this reason, you can count on me and in my representation in the Argentina Chambers of Deputies. Just let's go to work, and as Donald Trump said, MAGA, make Argentina great again. And my president said, Viva la libertad, God bless you, namaste.
Thank you so much for your address and for stressing on the need for growth and sustainable development and balancing the two. I'm now delighted to welcome the Minister of State for Fisheries and Ocean Resources, Maldives, His Excellency Amjad Ahmed, to the stage. Mr. Ahmed, the mic is yours.
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, participants, students, good afternoon. It is a privilege to be part of the first edition of Sagarmanthan, the Great Ocean Dialogue. I would like to express my sincere thanks to the Observer Research Foundation and India's Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways for organizing this important event. The ocean plays an important role in every nation. And through discussions like these, we have the opportunity to come together, share ideas, and strengthen our collective commitment to the oceans. As a nation located in the heart of the Indian Ocean, the Maldives' future is deeply tied to the sea. Nearly 99% of our territory is ocean, and our people have lived in harmony with the sea for centuries. Our culture, our economy, and our very existence are connected to the health of our oceans. The challenges we face are not just ours, but shared by all nations that depend on the ocean for sustenance, trade, and prosperity. Oceans provide immense opportunities. They are the foundation of global trade, the source of critical marine biodiversity, and offers potential for economic growth through the blue economy. For small island nations like Maldives, the blue economy includes vital sectors such as fisheries, tourism, and renewable energy. These sectors offer great promise, but they must be developed responsibly. At the same time, the oceans face growing pressure from overexploitation, pollution, and impacts of climate change. It is our responsibility to ensure that the oceans continue to support the global economy without compromising their health and sustainability. Together, we must work to create a balance between economic growth and environmental preservation. The Maldives, situated at the crossroad of major global shipping routes, is committed to leadership in the maritime sector. Our central position in the Indian Ocean gives us a unique opportunity to contribute to the stability and prosperity of this crucial marine space. The Maldives could play an important role in global maritime trade. We are focused on ensuring that our ports and shipping industries are sustainable and resilient. We are working to enhance our maritime logistic infrastructure and improve our capacity to handle growing trade volumes, while also ensuring that our practices align with global sustainability standards. Maldives has long championed sustainable fishing practice. Our traditional pole and line fishing methods ensures that our fisheries remains healthy and our marine resources are managed responsibly. We call on all nations to strengthen efforts to combat illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, which threatens ocean health and global food chain. As one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change, the Maldives is committed to building resilience in its marine operations. Rising sea levels and extreme weather events threaten not only our land, but also our maritime infrastructure. To address these challenges, we are investing in green technologies and climate-resilient port infrastructure. Our efforts aim to make our maritime sector more sustainable and adaptable to impacts of climate change. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the ocean faces many challenges which are interconnected and requires global cooperation to address. Allow me to touch on some key areas where we could work together to create lasting solutions. Sustainable blue economy and maritime logistics. The blue economy offers enormous potential, but must be managed in a sustainable way. This includes sectors such as fisheries, renewable marine energy, and ecotourism. At the same time, maritime logistics, the movement of goods through ports and shipping lane, is essential to global trade. We must ensure these sectors are developed without over-exploiting marine resources. We are committed to sustainable practices and encourage all to embrace similar approaches to the blue economy. The next, preserving ocean ecosystem and biodiversity. Marine ecosystems are the foundation of ocean health. They support fisheries, regulate the climate, and provide a source of livelihood for billions of people. However, they are under threat from overfishing, pollution, and habitat destruction. We must work to strengthen conservation measures and protect this vital ecosystem. This includes sustainable management of marine resources, such as critical minerals found in the oceans, which are key to emerging industries. Maritime security and governance. As global competition for marine resources increases, marine security is more important than ever. Piracy, illegal fishing, and territorial disputes pose a threat to peaceful trade and stability of maritime regions. It is essential that we develop collaborative security frameworks and governance structures to ensure that the oceans remain peaceful, secure, and accessible for all. Ensuring that workers are treated fairly and given the training and support they need to perform their vital work. The next, diversified supply chains and critical minerals. The world is increasing reliance on critical minerals, many of which are found beneath the ocean floor, presents both opportunities and challenges. Sustainable mining practices must be adapted to prevent long-term environmental damage. At the same time, we must work to diversify supply chains to avoid over-reliance on the single region or resources. Ensuring that the extraction of ocean-based resources is done responsibly will help preserve the health of the ocean and provide economic benefits to the coastal nations. Training and labor standards in the maritime sector. The maritime sector depends on skilled workers, yet many face unsafe working conditions and inadequate training. It is essential to establish international standards that protects the welfare of maritime workers and ensure that they are trained for the demands of modern maritime industries. Investments in workforce development, particularly in emerging fields such as renewable ocean energy and sustainable fisheries, will strengthen the maritime sector for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, these challenges are significant, but they are not insurmountable. By working together, we can find solutions that promote a sustainable, equitable future for the oceans. The Maldives stands ready to collaborate with all nations to build a stronger governance system, advance sustainable blue economies, and ensure that oceans continue to provide opportunities to all. Let us work together to protect our oceans, promote sustainable economic growth, and create secure, prosperous marine future for all nations. Maldives will remain committed to this effort, and we invite all nations to join us in safeguarding the ocean for the generations to come. I wish all success to the Great Ocean Dialogue. Thank you very much.
I'm now delighted to welcome His Excellency Shantanu Thakur, Minister of State for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, India, to come and speak to us. Minister, the mic is yours.
Namaskar. Good afternoon, all of you, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to inaugural Sagarmanthan dialogue hosted by the Maritime of Port Shipping and Waterways of Government of India along with Observer Research Foundation. On these special and historic events in India Ocean Hall, hosted by Samir Saranji, President ORF India, special guest Sri Sarbananda Sonowal ji, Honorable Minister of Port Shipping and Waterways, Christo Sileniandius, Minister of Maritime Affairs, Greece, Dr. Ajat Ahmed, Honorable Minister of Maldives, Maria Lorena Villaveda from Argentina. It is and other all distinguished guests, other friends, thank you very much. It is a great honor that under the visionary and dynamic leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Damodar Modi ji, India's outlook towards the ocean in undergoing in the transition in recent years. This transition is marked by a vital emphasis on this ocean, stressing India's maritime geography. The Government of India, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sri Modi ji, has laid the foundation of what we call the Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047, which aims to transform India into a global maritime hub. We are working on three critical fronts: shipping, logistics, and infrastructure. Our vision is guided by international standard and informed by extensive consultation with the world-leading experts. We have identified more than 300 actionable initiatives and that will help build a robust and resilient maritime ecosystem. India has blessed with a coastline of near 7,600 kilometers, and beyond these we have an even more extensive network of navigable rivers, inland waterways and canals, totaling over 14,500 kilometers, which is double the length of our coastline. The Indian government has taken concert steps by establishing the Inland Waterways Development Council to oversee this important growth domain. We are also focusing on building a riverine ship powered by clean fuel by 2047. Our aim to carry near to 4 times the current volume of trade, reaching of 500 million metric ton from the present 135 million metric ton. Our ministry and the guidance of Honorable Minister of Sarbananda Sonowal ji, working to integrate cutting-edge 5G plus telecommunications, satellites, navigations, the Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and other emerging technologies into vessel traffic management. We have established the National Center of Excellence in Green Port and Shipping in collaboration with TERI and renowned academic institution to promote carbon neutrality and the crucial economy in shipping and maritime trade domain. Our commitment to sustainability are further reflect in our Sagar Mein Samman campaign, which aims to increase the participation of women in India's maritime sector. Open conversation at the Sagarmanthan. With that words, I want to conclude my speech. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Earlier this month, the Indian Prime Minister spoke to his counterpart in Greece and reaffirmed the important relationship that both the countries are invested into, and specifically emphasized on the importance of shipping, connectivity, ports and infrastructure. To speak to us and share with us his vision on this very important domain, I am delighted to welcome Minister for Maritime Affairs and Insular Policy, Greece, His Excellency Christos Stylianides. May I request you to take the stage, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Your Excellencies, Honorable Union Minister Sarbananda Sonowal, Honorable Minister of State Santanu Thakur, dear colleagues, dear ministers, distinguished Chairman and President of the Observer Research Foundation, distinguished representatives, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a great honor and pleasure for me to address the Great Oceans Dialogue. The oceans are indeed great as they connect countries, ports, people, and civilizations. I'm sure that this dialogue will serve as a platform for critical conversation, which would include discussions and deliberation on maritime logistics, ports, shipping, and the global maritime or otherwise blue economy. It is remarkable that global stakeholders from different sectors are gathered here today. I wish that the dialogue will be continued in the next years and provide valuable input to the global maritime policy discourse. Before getting on substance, I need to thank the organizers and especially our host, the Minister of Port, Shipping and Waterways of this great country and the Observer Research Foundation for the honorable invitation. As Minister of Maritime Affairs and Island Policy of a traditional maritime and archipelago nation, I'm looking forward to a constructive exchange of views under a common vision, that of promoting a sustainable blue economy and transport with the maritime as an essential component. This is of paramount importance in an era characterized by low predictability and several challenges for the maritime sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the pathway to global economic growth cannot but have shipping at its core. Global trade and supply chains rely on a well-functioning shipping sector. Although be in pandemics, geopolitical crises, or disruptions of any kind, it is shipping that continues to link the world. that allows for the smooth mass transportation of energy, food, raw materials, medicines, medical equipment, technology goods, in fact, everything we need, everything we use in our households and everyday life. So far, shipping has proven its resilience and its ability to adapt and support global economic growth. The Great Ocean Dialogue takes place in a critical juncture for shipping. Let me explain. First, the new environmental targets and the need for decarbonization of the international maritime sector. Second, the seafarer shortages and the need for upskilling and reskilling of crews. And third, the technology for innovation along with digitalization. And fourth, last but not least, maritime security threatened from unjustified attacks against commercial ships, against innocent seafarers and our ecosystems. These are the new challenges which policymakers and stakeholders in maritime transport need to tackle in the immediate and near future. We, as policymakers, it's crucial to ensure a stable regulatory framework and a global level playing field for this industry. It's now time to set the foundation for forward-looking and realistic policies which will turn these challenges into opportunities. Let me start with decarbonization. Greece, as you know, warmly welcomed the 2023 IMO strategy on the reduction of GHG emissions. This is a milestone to ensure that international maritime transport makes a fair contribution to the future of this planet. We consistently support the critical institutional role of IMO in regulating all matters relating to the international shipping. The same is true when it comes to the development of realistic mid- and long-term measures that will lead to carbon-neutral shipping by or around the middle of the century. No doubt, it will be a long and difficult pathway ahead of us. If there is an absolute prerequisite, this is to ensure the worldwide availability of safe and affordable low and zero carbon fuels. In the pathway to greener shipping, it is absolutely necessary to take all required steps to ensure that no one is left behind and that no country will pay more dearly the price of the measure that will be adopted. This is another issue on which we consistently cooperate in the framework of IMO. It's more or less known already that a blend of financial instruments, both private and public, will be needed for the revolutionary transformation that lies ahead. From now on, we have to be innovative with the different financing schemes. At the same time, funds collected from a global market-based GHG measure should be used in a wise and balanced manner. Help states, especially the most vulnerable, to build maritime infrastructure in support of the green transition and the industry itself to decarbonize. In order to do that, we have to work closely together, and I mean both in and out of sector. With this in mind, Greece strongly supports initiatives such as the Clean Energy Maritime Hubs of ICS in the frame of Clean Energy Ministerial. A number of public and private sector stakeholders across the maritime energy value chain, from ports, shipping companies, and energy firms, already unite around it to help unlock the production, transportation, and use of low carbon fuels for all industries, including the shipping sector. This is another good example of what joining efforts for a good cause means. Now, I'm going to social issues, upskilling and reskilling. In the social domain, qualified and competent crews are needed to drive shipping to the new digital and more sustainable era. The short stage of skilled seafarers, particularly officers, has reached an alarming dimension. I will not refer to statistics. I'm sure you are all aware. This is definitely a global and complex problem. It calls for a coordinated international action and strong political will for us, for all of us. We need to persuade our youth that the sea offers an ocean of opportunities for a well-paid and socially rewarding career. All stakeholders and governments alike should highlight and promote the image of shipping. All of us here today, we have missed attributing our seafarers the recognition and dignity they deserve. Reskilling and skilling are preconditions to keep up with the constant and rapid technological changes and the demands of the industry. 800,000 seafarers will need to be upskilled in the next years. Before closing, allow me to briefly refer to the situation in the Red Sea. I believe that we all agree that horrific attacks against ships and seafarers have caused serious disruption to global trade. But above all, there can be no ensure for putting the lives of innocent seafarers at risk, in peril, the vibrant maritime ecosystem in the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden, and jeopardize the livelihoods of poor people in coastal areas. This action cannot be tolerated by the international community. We need to be vocal on this. One of the conference thematics very rightly stresses the importance of ensuring that access to the ocean remains free and open. The second has a dual meaning, that of securing free access to maritime markets and that of securing that ocean navigation is safe and secure. Ladies and gentlemen, with 20% of global shipping being Greek-owned, from my country, the small country accounting for less than 0.2% of world population is proud to serve faithfully. Better quality of life at every corner of the universe. We, at my Ministry for Shipping in Greece, and me personally as a minister, we do our best to support the mid and long-term development of the shipping industry as a growth enabler. International transport system and international shipping, as they are integral part, should boost and at the same time serve the three pillars of sustainability: the environmental, the social, and the economic one. This will be done by maximizing efficient connectivity, minimizing pollution, and ensuring resilience of our transport system. It's in our hands, in a spirit of partnership, to make this happen. With these words, I would like to thank once again the organizers for their kind invitation and express my most sincere gratitude for the opportunity to be in New Delhi today and part of this excellent event, the Great Oceans Dialogue. Thank you so much for your attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's my absolute pleasure to welcome the gentleman who's behind this conference and this initiative and the idea of putting together a global convening where all of us can get together and apply our ideas and perspectives for the benefit of humanity and of the planet. Let me welcome Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, His Excellency Sarbananda Sonowal, on stage, please.
Namaskar. Good evening to all of you present here today. This is Sagarmanthan, the great ocean dialogue. We are all here for this common cause of the human being. I believe this evening is definitely should be a memorable evening for all of us, because this assembly is definitely going to help us to strengthen our relationship, years-old relationship. And if we are here for the people of the globe. Respected Mr. Santanu Thakurji, Minister of State for Port Shipping Waterways, Government of India. Respected Mr. Christos Stai Linia Indis G, respected Minister of Maritime Affairs and Insular Policy, Government of Greece. Respected Dr. Amjad Ahmedji, Honorable Minister of State for Fisheries and Ocean Resources, Maldives. Respected Madam Maria Lorena, National Representative for the Province of Rio Negro, Argentina. Respected Mr. T.K. Ramachandranji, Secretary Minister of Port Shipping Waterways, Government of India. Respected Mr. Samir Saranji, the President, Observer Research Foundation, India. And ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the inaugural Sagarmanthan Dialogue organized by the Ministry of Port Shipping Waterways of the Government of India along with the Observer Research Foundation. India has long been a nation closely associated with water. From the snow-capped Himalayas to the mighty river like the Gangas, Brahmaputras, Narmada, Godavari, and Krishna, spanning over 20,000 kilometers, we are steeped in riverine heritage. Our vast lakes such as Vembanand Lake in Kerala and the high altitude Dibrugarh Lake in Sikkim reflect India's ancient connection with water. The Indian Peninsula, bordered by the Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean, has been a hub of maritime civilization for over 5,000 years, with the oldest tidal dock at Lothal showcasing our maritime prowess. Indian ships dominated global trade, exporting species, textile, and well-crafted ships. The Solar Navy influenced regions like Sri Lanka, the Maldives, and Indonesia, boasting trade and cultural exchange, enriching our society and economy. In 2022, the Government of India celebrated the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, marking the Diamond Jubilee of Republic of India. While we celebrated all across the year, our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji asked the country to make 5 resolve the Panch Pran together to ensure a Viksit Bharat, a developed India by 2047, the centennial year of India's independence. Ladies and gentlemen, you will see a reflection of these 5 resolves as we deliberate at Sagarmanthan over the next 2 days. India's unique geography includes a 7,500 kilometer long coastline and strategic islands like Lakshadweep near the 9-degree channel and the Andaman and Nicobar Island gateway to the Strait of Malacca. Recognizing India's maritime potential and its significance for economic growth, our government has implemented crucial policy measures for the blue and ocean-based economy over the last decades. The Ministry of Port Shipping Waterways, through our flagship Sagarmala program, aims to enhance India's logistics sector by reducing cost and boosting trade competitiveness. Currently, under Sagarmala, we are working on more than 800 projects worth of rupees 5.5 trillion, with over 200 projects worth of rupees 2.2 trillion already being implemented. Maritime Amrit Kal Vision 2047 focuses on enhancing port capacity and promoting inland water transport and coastal shipping with a proposed investment of rupees 80 trillion. The state-of-the-art Bijingam International Seaport in Kerala addresses the need for a transshipment terminal for India's economy. We are building new deep draft mega port at Badawan in Maharashtra and Galassia Bay in Nicobar, just 40 nautical miles from the Malacca Strait. By 2047, India aims to achieve a port handling capacity of 10,000 million metric ton per annum. India is strategically connected to key global trade routes. Our participation in initiatives like India Middle East Europe Economic Corridor, IMEC, and the International North-South Transport Corridor underscore our commitment to strengthening global trade partnership. India has a rich legacy of shipbuilding. We are revisiting this legacy by building the Heritage Street Ship and the National Maritime Heritage Complex at Lothal, Gujarat. We are also preparing to build future ships that run on clean fuels like ammonia, hydrogen, and electric, capable of traversing brown, green, and blue waters. The Maritime Vision Amrit Kal 2047 envision increasing India's shipbuilding capacity to more than 10% of the world's gross tonnage. We are encouraging India-built, India-flag, and Indian-owned ships, including those owned out of the GIFT City in Gujarat. In recent years, we have been able to reduce the turnaround time at Indian port to 0.9 days, better than many advanced maritime nations. The digitization of Indian port operation has improved efficiency thanks to the National Logistic Portal Marine, which enhances real-time port operation and monitoring. Our Amrit Kal Maritime Vision 2047 has placed great emphasis on climate action and environmental sustainability. Ports like Kandla, Visakhapatnam, New Mangalore, and Tuticorin are generating more renewable energy than their energy demand. This is supported by the Harit Sagar Green Port Guideline 2023. The Indian government is investing to develop hydrogen hub in 3 ports at Kandla, Tuticorin, and Paradip under the National Green Hydrogen Mission, aiming to produce 5 million tons of green hydrogen per annum by 2030. We aim to exclusively use decarbonized shipping for coastal and inland waterways, guided by the Harit Nauka Inland Vessels Green Transition Guideline. We are committed to encouraging sea port incentive program offering discount on port charges. We are also working to become a global cruise hub with the Ganga Vilas river cruise creating ripples worldwide and attracting more river cruises. Legislative reforms are crucial for growth and development through the rationalization and simplification of laws and the adoption of global best practices. The revamped Major Port Authority Act, National Waterways Act, Inland Vessel Act, and Recycling of Ship Act have already accelerated growth in the port, waterways, and ship recycling sector. To new legislation, the Coastal Shipping Bill and the Marine Shipping Bills are soon to be enacted, providing a huge impetus to coastal shipping, integrating coastal and inland waterways, boosting shipbuilding and ship recycling, and promoting ease of doing business in India. My dear friends, in India, we have now begun to say, sea is not enough. The Ministry of Port, Shipping and Waterways has a big role to play in creating enormous socio-economic value through what the world has begun to recognize as a blue or ocean-based economy. Retrieving the ocean's natural wealth sustainability, nurturing livelihood and preserving heritage are goals under the Amrit Kal Maritime Vision 2047. I am confident that the next 2 days of deliberation at Sagarmanthan, the Great Ocean Dialogue, will strengthen our initiative, generate new ideas, and connect us with stakeholders for a sustainable, shared, and prosperous global maritime economy. With these few words, I again extend my heartfelt thankfulness to all of you present here today. You have accepted our invitation and attended in this particular very, very meaningful event. Sorry. Whatever contribution you'll be contributing in the next 2 days session, I believe this should be a key to all of us to make our faster growth in maritime sector. And as you know, we also want to be on the top of the maritime sector. And to achieve that goal, we need to get the support from the experienced player who set the example of success in the different verticals, whether it is shipbuilding, ship repairs, recycling, whether it is port modernization, in all the sectors. And I believe our commitment will always stand for the cause of the mankind. And this sea and oceans are the gift of God. And it is full of resources and energy and powers. It is our wisdom and knowledge to apply our best possible skill to explore it without affecting the nature. Our commitment always must stand for the protection of our ecology. We do not want to grow our economy at the cost of ecology. Economy and ecology will have to grow together and sustain. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Can I invite the inaugural speakers to please join us on stage for a family photograph? Please, Shantanuji. Sir Ramachandra. Can I also request the boxes? Can I request my colleagues to hand over boxes to each of our special guests? I want you all to remain seated. We are, after hearing inspirational addresses by our political leadership from different parts of the world, we are now going to transit to a session where we will hear from practitioners, advisors, policy planners, and industry leaders, and we will hear their thoughts on how we should revitalize and re-engage on this most important domain. Setting the stage, over the next 45 minutes, we have 4 very impressive speakers who will share with us their vision for a better oceans economy, a more integrated oceans economy, and a more inclusive oceans future. Our first speaker for setting the stage is Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal, Member Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, and someone who is deeply invested in this particular domain, from stitching ships to sailing in those stitched ships. Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal is going to be at sea very shortly, but today he's going to talk to us about economic ideas and policies and approaches that can help us re-engage with the sector. May I request everyone to remain seated, and we are beginning this particular segment. Mr. Sanjeev Sanyal, may I request you to come on stage.
এয়া হৈছে মোৰ নৰ্থ ইষ্ট। ইয়াৰ জীৱন ইমান সহজ নহয়, সেইবাবে ইয়াৰ মানুহে সহজতে হাৰ নামানে, আৰু এই মাটিতে জন্ম হৈছে ষ্টাৰ চিমেণ্ট। ষ্টাৰ চিমেণ্ট, হৰ ঘৰ মে ষ্টাৰ।
Mr. Chief Minister, I want to start by asking you, what does it feel like to be one of the most important aspects of this NDA 2.0 government? It's 3.0 government.
Now you are seeing first time NDA under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister. India has been recognized globally. For the last 10 years, he promoted India. Now, brand of India is very strong. Once brand is strong, then we can do wonders. That is what he has done. Now he is working Vikasit Bharat 2047 with clear vision, clear direction and process and policies. I am confident under his leadership, India will become, I don't have any doubt, India will become either 1 or 2. Anyway, we are becoming 3rd place. And Indians globally will become number 1. It is going to happen.
But Chief Minister, I wanted you to tell us a little bit about when this time, well, a little before this time last year, in September, October 2023, when perhaps you may have been going through one of the toughest times in your life. At that time, did you have any idea that just a year later, you were going to be a key person in this government?
No, this is not the first time we are a key player. So many times.
That's true, yes.
So many times.
Yeah.
Telugu Desam Party as a regional party, always we used to play very crucial role at national level. You can go through the history.
Yeah.
In 1809, under the leadership of our founder, N.T. Ramarao Garu, we formed at that time government, NF government led by VP Singh. That was the history Telugu Desam Party had. 95, and also one more government under UF government, and also 6.5 years we supported Narendra Vajpayee ji without any condition, only in the interest of the nation. I think our party is only the party, regional party has played opposition role in parliament. At that time, this is the beauty of democracy. At that time, BJP only 2 seats.
Wow.
We had 35 at that time. But our state is only one state.
Yeah.
Then Narendra Modi ji, he has built that party continuously. First, Vajpayee has built, then he strengthened, he stabilized today. You can see from 2 seats, now 11 years, same government, even in future, this government will continue.
So, being inside it, and as you said, you've seen Vajpayee, you've been a part of so many governments. Is there anything you can tell all of us which would give us a little better understanding? Because so much is known about Narendra Modi. But is there some insight that you can share with us about what it's like, how it is different from other people?
He's a strong leader. He's a modern in outlook, very progressive. Now reforms has been started in 1991. With internet revolution, technology has become handy for us. By using all these things, if you see, next level revolution or development Narendra Modi ji has done with consistent efforts. Otherwise, this type of development we cannot see. If you see now, globally, all countries are facing aging problem, or growth is very nominal. Only the country is growing 7.58%, only India. That is the strength of India under its leadership. I am confident there is a scope further. All of us will work together. 10% plus we can grow. No other country is having this advantage.
I'll get back to the population question later because I know you have lots of ideas about it. But when you were talking about working with the PM, are you also able to make it change his mind in certain ways? I know that the TDP, I read your statement before where you said that if something, we put our point of view forward. So in coalition, sir, are you able to influence them, change their mind about certain things?
No, we are working with them for this great nation. I can say very clearly. No need to influence anybody, but we have to work together. Whenever he's having great ideas, not only endorsing, we will strengthen his efforts. That is where he is leader, we will follow him, we will work with him for logical conclusion. That is what I'm saying.
One of the new things, of course, sir, that has happened is NDA is meeting much more. Like we saw the Chandigarh meeting, you were there, you came down from Chandigarh at that time, they had a meeting much more. And I believe one of the things that they said, the difference in this term is going to be, we will keep consulting with allies much more.
No, that is one. Another thing, he is always working for next election.
Next election.
That is the beauty. If you see, Chandigarh, all of us has thought, it was only swearing in ceremony. After that, we can leave. Then he informed all NDA chief ministers with the PM will meet. Then 4 hours uninterrupted meeting he conducted. He listened everybody's views. Finally, he summed up. That is his determination. That is the leadership he is providing. That is the great leadership, I can say.
So at that time, you were planning for 2029.
That is what I'm saying. Already planned for 2029.
We did not know that.
That is how he's working, just like mission.
Sir, I hope you don't mind because I know this is something very personal and every individual has a different take on it. I just wanted to ask you, you spent more than a month in prison. What was that experience like? Because a lot of people who I've interviewed, they've always said that it changes you. It changes you. And, you got a clean chit afterwards. It was, they found nothing against you.